Hi everyone, my name is Ian Dawson. I'm here at Jessup with Michelle Clark and Bradley Wagner from mathematics. Guys, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Tell us a little bit about the mathematics program, maybe some mission statement, the values.
So mathematics program here at William Jessup University is designed both as a supportive program for the university itself. Obviously, we teach a lot of GE courses that help students across all the different majors, but we have our own major itself, and that's designed to really build up the analytical and critical thinking skills of our students for application in various industries, particularly tech industries and STEM industries.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think I enjoy the fact that we have a lot of interaction with other majors within STEM and kind of the lower division courses, and then as it branches off and becomes more specific, we get much smaller class sizes and you get really deep into the material.
That's awesome. What are some things about our program that might be a little bit different from other places?
I think because of our small size, it's great. It means we're very adaptable. We can be really personal in our approach with students. There's some really unique opportunities students have, especially in tutoring. So, we have one-on-one tutoring on campus, we have group tutoring, we have math lab. I've even had math majors come in and assist me in the classroom at times for different projects and things, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool that they get to help out in class.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. That's super cool. So why might a student choose to do like a mathematics degree? What's a benefit of doing a math degree?
So a mathematics degree makes a student just really employable. It provides them with skills and skill sets that they can take through the future with them. There's something about having that BA or BS on their transcript that employers from mathematics that employers really like, because it says to them, this is a student that chose a major that's traditionally viewed as being particularly difficult, and they stuck through it, they excelled in it, and it prepares them with a particular type of critical thinking skills. Certainly all the majors here at Jessup seek to build up and develop those critical thinking skills, but the critical thinking skills we develop in the mathematics major are of a very particular type, a very particular way of viewing problems, of breaking them down, analyzing them. And those particular analytical critical thinking skills are very attractive to employers. So I've known students with degrees in mathematics that go on to do all sorts of various types of jobs, even outside the STEM majors, that it just opened doors for them having that degree that says that this person can get things done the way we want it. So
Absolutely. For the person who might not know what a STEM major is, what would those be?
Science, so STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics.
Okay.
And so they're viewed as kind of like the hard sciences.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Cool. Well, obviously a lot of students are going to have to take math classes, whether they're a math major or not. What are some of your guys' favorite classes for mathematics here?
So I kind of have a unique role where I teach a really broad range. So I teach classes down to like remedial math courses, kind of general ed courses, and then I also teach classes for math majors as well. So I really enjoy teaching the whole spectrum. As far as like math major courses go, there's a class that's an elective course called numerical analysis that I really enjoy teaching. It's a very applied math course, so we tackle problems that were maybe kind of previously unsolvable as far as like their algebra skills or their calculus skills. We kind of dig deeper into that and do some fitting functions to data points. So we actually used data from like Jessup's weather lab.
Wow.
And like used data that we were collecting here as a science department and like fitting a polynomial function through data points. So that's really fun and exciting to me. Students really enjoy getting to do applied mathematics. So that's probably my favorite class to teach for math majors.
Sounds like a great class.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
fun.
So I have two upper division classes that I really, really enjoy teaching. The first one is Introduction to Mathematical Proof. Part of the reason that I enjoy this class so much is it's kind of a gateway course. It's one of the first courses that a math major here will take that is just completely different from any other math class that they've ever taken before. A lot of the courses up to that point, you go through your standard algebra sequence and then calculus sequence, and it tends to be very algorithmic in nature. Not that proofs aren't ever discussed in those classes, but it tends not to be the focus in those courses. So in this class, we really broaden that. We go into kind of the foundations of what makes mathematics different. Why is it sometimes called, like the queen of the sciences, as it's been historically referred to at times? And what sets it apart from the different sciences? Why is it, or another way to say it is, why are sciences inductive in nature and mathematics is deductive in nature? And so what's the nature of a proof, and how does that, again, just build up mathematics being different from all the other sciences? It's also, it has a lot of philosophical implications, so it's one of the first courses where we really start digging into how does your view of mathematics affect your faith, or vice versa. How does your faith affect your view of mathematics? What is the nature of mathematics? Because we're getting down to really fundamental concepts. And we don't spend an inordinate amount of time studying that. That's something we kind of progress through the rest of the major, and it culminates in one of our capstone courses, senior seminar. But it puts those questions into the student's head, like, what is a number? Is mathematics somehow fundamental to the nature of the universe, and why is that? How does God relate to mathematics? Is it part of his nature? Is it something that's just completely created? And so it can begin, or the students can begin to think about those much deeper questions.
That's awesome. It's really cool to see faith brought into like math. I would never think that would be something that you could do, but that's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. Whenever we get into discussion in higher ed of bringing faith into the classroom, and whenever I'm in conversations with other professors, they always kind of start out by saying, like, it must be really hard for you. I feel so bad for you, because how can you possibly do that? And it's interesting to find, particularly historically, that 200 years prior, it actually wasn't something that was unexpected. It was the default. And it's only kind of since this modern age that we've separated faith from mathematics. We've had these two domains of the spiritual and what's the word I'm looking for?
Like the physical.
Spiritual and physical?
Not spiritual and physical, but spiritual and just the non-religious domain.
Gotcha.
But so we begin looking at those questions. Another class that I really enjoy teaching is abstract algebra, because that's one of the classes where we can start to be talking about the breadth of application of mathematics. Abstract algebra is one of these courses that, again, delves into some of the fundamental natures of why the different sets of numbers and the different domains of mathematics kind of work the way they do. Why it is that you can take two numbers and add them together, and if you switch the order and add them together, you still get the same output when you're working with like real numbers. And so we start talking about those, and so we delve into the nature of that, but we also briefly talk about some of the other applications of how abstract algebra is used out in the real field. Everything from analyzing Rubik's Cubes and talking about solutions to Rubik's Cubes and how that's can be done with abstract algebra, to even in the biological sciences doing protein folding, analyzing proteins and how those interact with each other. So abstract algebra is just one of those disciplines that it can just be applied in so many different areas regardless of what your domain is.
That's awesome. That sounds some like really cool classes. I know you could do that with math. That's awesome.
Yeah, you should take some.
Maybe I should. Yeah, we'll talk after this. That would be great. Well, as we close, I have a question for each of you guys, and we ask all of our guests, what is your favorite thing about Jessup?
For me, I really love being on a small campus and getting to know my students really well. I also really appreciate a lot of the cross-department collaboration that gets to happen. Just being able to do that with our small size is great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I love the students. I love interacting with students. I love when they come to my office hours to ask me questions and we can discuss the things that we're learning together. I like that they make me think about new things sometimes, particularly in those philosophical domains. I also like just getting to know them personally, and so when they come to my office hours, just to talk about what's going on in their lives. We try and occasionally arrange outside activities, like I'll host movie nights sometimes where we
Fun.
can watch various different films and talk about them together. And I love interacting with the students.
That's awesome. It's definitely a really cool community here, and we're so thankful we have like two professors like you guys here. So Bradley, Michelle, thank you so much for being here. For those listening, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any majors that you would like to hear about that we haven't done videos about yet, please let us know. You can also, if you want to get in contact with either of these two or any of our other professors, please email us or go to our website at jessup.edu. You can also go to jessup.edu/admissions if you have admissions questions. Thanks so much, guys.